We desperately need something to eat. Ahead, you find what appears to be a good number of peasants surrounded by brigands. One of the armed men looks over his shoulder and says, "Gods be damned, this is all I need. Listen, don't interfere, and one of these supply wagons is yours." While remaining silent, the peasants plead to you with their eyes. Come on. When do we die of dysentery? Pretty soon, from the way it's going now. Yo, this is like, I don't know if this is a scheduled encounter or if this is triggered because we have no supplies. But like, we could so badly use some of these supplies. Oh. Will the peasants let us have some food, or will we need to take it? Yeah, like if we step in, are they like, "Oh, thank you so much. Here's some parcels." Or are we going to be like, "No, no, no, look at me, look at me, look at me. I'm the brigand now." Drop them. I mean, that's what I'm thinking, right? Like, there's enough shit going sideways. I'm doing my best for the people in my caravan, but like, there's other people that don't have a protector. In any other game, you say help them out. Yeah, it does get trickier in Banner Saga. I think this game does a good job kind of leaving some of the choices gray. At least on Rook's caravan. If we were Hakan's group right now, they wouldn't have even had a chance to give us an offer because I would have just messed them up. Man's got to have a code. I think you're right. I think you're right. Should we ask what's going on first? At least give them a chance to kind of speak their piece. I feel like that's more a Rook move. I don't think Rook just charges in. "Nothing concerning you," he replies. "And before you start telling me otherwise, these are my clansmen." Hey, Home Pooch, thanks for the follow. "And before you start telling me otherwise, these are my clansmen. Thought they could run off with every scrap of food in the village. Now all I want is you to move on. So take your share or don't." Number 4 should have just been 4 arrows. I don't disagree. Don't get involved at all, which would mean that we just walk away and we don't even take supplies with us. Draw your weapon, take supplies, and leave. So these are their clansmen. Thought they could run off with every scrap of food in the village. But like, man, I would love if one of the people that are being harassed would speak up. Like that's just enough to make his cause sound righteous without giving me enough to know if it's genuinely something that I'm supposed to get involved with. Giving me the open door to wash my hands. They are. Yeah, I feel like maybe they should if they want to live. I think we're gonna draw weapons. I don't like the bullying, and like it's not like they described it as 2 groups kind of squaring up to throw down. They very clearly described the one group as brigands. So I think we're gonna go in on this. Zelly is playing for like the perfect evil run in chat right now. He just wants everything to be the worst. Man turns completely toward you, shaking his head. "Had a feeling you'd be that type," is all he says before the brigands rush you. All right, they got some stones on them. I'll give them that. I didn't hate this lineup last time. We don't want Rook to go early because we like the ability for Rook to get in tight to potentially trigger his special, and Audlift needs to go late because puncture is at its best when people have already lost armor. So I think we just dive in with it. Let's see what we get for a battlefield layout. I do wish you could get a preview of what the battlefield layout was going to look like before you chose your troops. That's always pretty irritating. 12-7. Pretty straightforward. They have no ranged units. So if we can take this southern position and then kind of redistribute our force as they arrive, we should be in a pretty good spot. We do need to take care of him quickly. Gil can go here and kind of catch this guy on the flank as he comes in and maybe just keep him busy solo. We're gonna want Iver to be in here tight quickly, and then probably Rook to get in because Rook is gonna be able to give Iver a follow-up swing. So if we get Iver in tight to start, strip this guy's armor, then Rook gets in. Rook can use his special, strip some more armor, and give Iver a big swing. Yeah, and then I think it's just going to be everyone pile in behind them to kind of reset our line for when these guys come down. Yeah, I think that works. Maybe you guys off to the side. Yeah, I just didn't want to... I don't know how long those guys are going to have for a move. Damn. One short on Iver getting in tight. That's a bummer. When does he go? He's not even the first to go. Second to go, so he will still go before Rook. So I guess the move is to get Iver in here and then just assume this guy is going to square up on him, knowing that no one else is going to be in his range. I'm okay with that. That just means we can't put someone else in his range. How far can you guys move? So maybe we have Hogan here. This is basically just free shots on this guy because it's going to be so long before he goes again. So if we have Hogan and Gil jump on this dude, I think that works. All right, Hogan, 8, 7. I want you to strip armor, and then that's gonna let Gil, yeah. And then Gil's gonna be able to use his turn to get in tight on him and just do damage. Yep, perfect. So this guy, oh, he just shield walled. So I don't know how much this will actually help then. I still struggle with shield wall and how much it gets to block before it goes away. At least that much. I think it's 3 attacks. So if we had one more person over here, I think it would have actually gotten through. All right, so we want Gil to get in a shot here. Might as well make it the 7. So that guy's essentially just gonna strip armor for their team now. For sure we need someone to strip some armor on this guy. Do we bloody flail him? I don't think so. I think we just go, oh, he's still shield walled. Stone walled. Blocks 3 damage from every attack. So it's just until your next turn you block 3 damage. 1, 2. So this would still get 2 off on him. So it's not that it blocks a number of attacks, it's it blocks a number of the damage in an attack. So we can still... This puts Odd in a tough spot though, unless we have Gil. Well, we can have Gil back out because this guy goes so late in their turn. It just means we're setting up our defensive line much further to their side of the field than I wanted. But I need this guy down so that he's not at our back. So that's gonna that lets Iver get 4 strength damage in on him. How that you already did that much damage? You just blow a bunch of willpower? That's insane. All right. He's still shield walled. This is miserable. It's the worst of all time. All right, I don't have a choice. This time though, we're gonna be able to get a pretty big pop from the special ability from Rook. You only have the 2. Oh, you have no willpower left. So it takes you to 9 worth. Ugh. You hate to see it. All right. 2 break, and then everyone just destroys you. So we're good. Oh shit, even Odd can get in on those. Hey Venom, good luck with the Bloodborne, man. When I'm finished up here, if you're still going, I'm gonna jump over and join you. For those of you guys in chat, if you dig the Soulsborne stuff, Venomizer is working his way through basically like the Miyazaki World Tour. So definitely check him out. I was watching the other night and he blasted through the Bloodstarved Beast. Let's see what we got. So 7, I could take you down a little. Who's up next? Way out on the flank. You're actually the bigger issue because you can get to Odd. think I have to go and stop this guy up just so that he doesn't get back at odd from the side. Maybe Stonewall? I'll do my own Stonewall. He's low health, so maybe this will convince some of them to attack him and it won't actually be effective here. And that gives these guys a chance to at least start moving up to contribute to the fight on that front. You still went after odd? What's the matter with you? Come on, my dude. Little as you know, that puts him in prime position to just get demolished by the crew down south, though. All right, you have to be the one that we hit here. 4 or 3. With a 90% chance here, I think we're going to take the strength damage to hopefully avoid him hitting someone harder on his turn. That's fine. Attack Gil. Attack him. Attack him all you want. Dummy. All right. Iver's going to block Rook out if we go here. That sucks. But there's nothing to be done about it, I suppose. All right. Big break there. No. Attack Gil. Assholes. We don't have the unless this turns out to be like a considerable boon. Oh, we missed that on a 90% chance. That's unbelievable. I mean, we have to. Oh, we don't have the willpower to do it. We have to just do a break here. Unless we get a ton of supplies from this event, we are not in a good way in terms of resting in case people are injured here. And at least Odlif is injured. 7 or 3. We'll take the 7 here. Didn't I shield wall with Gil? How much damage did you just do? I guess that makes sense if he's got 12 strength up. 5 there, we don't need it. Let's move Iver out a little bit. Iver's actually starting to get a little worse for wear as well. We're basically gonna live and die by whether or not Iver can stay up and have his strength stay up long enough to kind of pay some dividends for us here. Hogan. I think we just armor strip this. Right now it's about everyone stripping armor and then soaking up enough damage so that when Iver gets a chance to head over, he can hurt somebody. It is shocking just how much more I was able to flex on the Hakan side without having to worry about the repercussions of misplays. Man, 1 armor damage there seems like an insult. 6 would kill you. 2. Can I even get to this guy? I can't. All right, so we'll take the 2. I especially can't afford to start paring them down because that's just going to put me in a position where they get so much more turn economy for the guys who have strength. Six. All right. I think we can afford to have Hogan. 2 brings him to 10. That's still way more than most of my guys have left for armor. I think, yeah, like literally just Iver. Well, no, I think that's worth it because that at least takes him out. I don't think he can like one-shot Rook with that. 2 there, 1. Yeah, same thing. We'll just kind of throw these guys up as fodder. get some armor break, and now Iver can just start kind of running through from the one side while Hogan starts to whittle down from the other. 10 is still okay. From a turn perspective, we can afford to get some of these guys off the board now, because he's gonna go again anyway. Was the 1 really enough to put Rook down? God, that sucks. That sucks so bad. 5, 3. You only have 2. Yeah, so we attack the guy. Oh, you only do 1 to him? Oh, because he's still got 7 armor. All right, well then do this. Make it so that anyone can take him out, please. Most of these guys are stuck in a position where they basically have to attack Iver's strength anyway. So that's going to give us enough time to clean up. Woof. Not ideal. The big slip up, right, was I had the battle drawn up. I had this idea for how to approach it. And then I kind of like smacked my lips and stood my ground in the middle instead of retreating down to the bottom, which had been the plan in the beginning, and I paid the price. It's as simple as that. If I had stuck to the original battle plan, I think we would have been much better off. We could have planted our feet with Gil, set up a shield wall line, had Oddlift from behind, even Rook, right? Like Rook can fight as a ranged unit. We didn't need to get in tight and use his special. The lure of big damage paid the price. At least they let you treat injuries simultaneously. You don't have to like tend to someone in camp until they're healed and then tend to someone else, because then we really would have been in trouble. Boof. With the brigands either fallen or fled, the peasants they left behind thank you profusely. It is true what he said, one tells you. We took the food and left. May the gods have mercy on me. I'd let them die. They hesitantly join your caravan. Well, look, I don't think what you guys did was really brave, but like, thank you for the supplies. We're gonna waste all that supply now on resting to get people healed up. How long up here? 1 more day. And it's just Gil. Can we afford to take Gil out of the lineup for Alette until we're in a better position to blow a full day of supplies? I don't think so. I think we got to heal him up. $22? Oh, for yeah. Let's see. Do we spend the money on Mogan here? I might hang on to this. What would we put you up? Probably strength. I think maybe we hang on in case we get a chance to buy some supply, because we definitely need more of it. Because you're right, Stealth. Not too shabby. I think it's still a pretty good pickup. But sadly, we had to waste half of it just healing. I thought this was a city, but it doesn't look like it. It's just a forest. I thought it was like chimneys peeking up, and I was like, oh, we're saved. Oh, but there's Wormtoe. All right, we're gonna make it. A well-tended farm with plenty of livestock draws the caravan's attention. Upon your arrival, the farmer and his workers stand defensively within plain sight, crude weapons at the ready. Their crossed arms make their thoughts clear without a word. Offer some kind trade for the livestock, intimidate the farmer into giving you livestock. Come with us, it's not safe here. Leave the farmers and the animals alone. I mean, I'm tempted to just tell them to come with us. I don't think that's actually going to bear any fruit, but I feel like that's the most welcoming thing Rook could do, because like it's not going to get better. Like we're not fleeing just because we were up for a long constitutional. That's not why we fled across the wastes. Come with us, it's not safe here. You warn the farmer of the approaching dredge, but the man spits and says, this land is my life. I lose that, may as well be dead. The farmhands slowly nod their agreement, neither joining you or lowering their weapons. Then I'm just gonna leave him alone. I'm definitely not gonna rob this man. Like, that's garbage. I wish we could have asked him to come with us and then been like, okay, well, if you won't come along, like, let's engage in some friendly mercantile activity. Little bit of a bummer that they wouldn't let us do both. That sucks. We can see Wormtail though. Like, we wind up basically being in a position where maybe our bellies go hungry for one day of marching. What's his is his, you say to the caravan. No sense fighting those trying to protect themselves. Grumbling bounces around through the clansmen, but the caravan is once again moving. Morale down, yeah, I figured as much. The fact that we're at normal morale even with nothing in our bellies.
Wormtail was never the kind of place someone would build a town. Fittingly, the Varl living here aren't known for welcoming visitors with open arms.
Damn. I was really hoping it wouldn't expire with no food, because when it does, you lose people from the caravan. They like abandon you. We were very close to making it in time. The Varl find you before you see them. Not surprising with this many people behind you. With weapons drawn, they demand to know why you're here, but back down when Iver tells them he's here to see someone named Krumer. Yo, Krumer's got a look to him though. Look at this one blind eye. I like how his giant war maul like looks seriously baby-like in his hands because he's so big. Well, I'll be damned. Krumer, it's been a long time. Yeah, it has. So what brings Ingvar to Wormtoe with his very own village of humans? Bad news. Dredge are coming down from the north. We barely made it this far. That is dire news. Come on, we have food. Thank God. We'll discuss more in the meat house. As you follow the old Varl into the meager town, you catch him quietly saying, if it were anyone else. I've talked with the warriors here. I'll be honest with you. Half want to go north and find out what happened to Blotzbucker. Some think we should go to Grofheim instead. None of them are happy you're here. What do you think? If I had my way, I'd stay here and let the dredge come. But you made this a problem, didn't you? We can't feed this many people for long, even if they don't eat much. This is a Varl town. Most of us take care of ourselves. You've got women, children. We could pitch in, make this place livable. Doesn't work like that. These Varl are here to get away from civilization, not make one. It's Krumer's call. It won't be long before the dredge are here, too. No, it won't. If there's one thing we should do, it's tell Yorander what's going on. Who's Yorander? Varl King. Well, as close to one as we have. Ingvar, where'd you find these people? Stay here and rest. But once you and yours are ready to go, we do. I'm going to see off those who want to head north, but I'll join you to Grofheim. Yo, if Krumer joins as a fighting NPC, I'm so pumped. More travel? No, we've already come so far. Stop the pouting, girly. Even if Yorander won't listen to a tired old Varl like me, I have a feeling they'll pay attention to your friend Ingvar here. They'll listen to Iver? He hasn't told you? Oh, of course he hasn't. Do what you need to, but don't be long. Ooh, got a hidden past for Iver? I can get behind that. I do want to trigger this story, but I do want to check out the market here. Right, so now One Renown's getting us 4 supplies, which seems like a much better deal. This silver locket reveals a tuft of white fur that must have been precious to its owner, +2 to will. Mariners of old would use these stones to find the location of the sun, even when there was none. Not many know exactly how. Never deflected. So never deflected at its face seems kind of meh, but if I threw that on either Hogan or Mogan, their special ability is 1 break or 1 strength damage, which is kind of a crapshoot on a target that has high armor because the breaks are going to go through, but the strength damage doesn't do anything. But if you're never deflected, at least that 1 strength would go through. So if I'm understanding it correctly, that would make Bloody Flail a lot more potent. And we do have 2 of them in the lineup. So this might be worth the renown. The problem becomes like opportunity cost, right? Right now, 6 renown is over 3 almost 4 full days of rations. Comb of the Loom Mother. Even the godless will hesitate to strike down the Loom Mother's chosen few. -2 to aggro. That would also be really helpful. Throw that on someone like Oddliff. And then if we're in a position like last fight, if it's her and Eagle, I can't, if she's got a -2 aggro, I can't imagine a ton of people are going to pick her over Eagle. Man, what to do? All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and do the conversation to see if maybe he like can, I got to assume if he's going to come with us to Grofheim, we're going to gain some Varl in our caravan and maybe some food. But I don't want to risk it. Krumer, can you spare a moment? Mostly no, but I'll try. I never had a moment to thank you for your hospitality. Consider it done then. How'd you get all these Varl to follow you? Can you teach me to be a leader? So who is Ingvar? I bet you have some incredible stories. I'd best leave you to your business. I mean, this is the question we want to ask, right? Like, we would like to know who Ingvar is. I think this is super rude, and I'm sure Ivar will tell us when he's ready, but like, this is obviously what Rook would ask. Ha, I'm not surprised he never told you. I'm just surprised he can stand being around anyone at all. Your friend was one of us long ago. I mean, the dredge bashing type. He was called Ingvar then. And if you want to know why he changed his name, best ask him yourself. I'm too old to peddle and gossip. I bet you have some incredible stories. Butter him up, see if we can get some advice out of him. I might. Or I could be one of the most boring Varl you've ever met. Depends on how much you like killing dredge. Ask me again someday. Might tell you about the time we filled a dead yox with whale teeth. What? And why? That's probably, I think that's probably the more critical part of that story. Let's be honest. How'd you get all these Varl to follow you? Respect, young one. After the Second Great War, wasn't much for me left to do, so I started training other Varl to fight. Got tired of that, made a place in Wormtoe. They still come calling, even with no wars to speak of. Seems like that might be changing though, don't it? Any wisdom on fighting dredge? Depends on how much you know. They're all armor. Tap them hard enough though and it'll shatter. Line up a row of slag and they'll explode on each other all the way down. You get in a big brawl, half your time is spent setting them up for it. And if you see one bang his axe like a tuning fork, try to kill him quick. Sometimes the slag he's calling won't even show up. Well, I'd best leave you to your business. I suppose you should. Take care, friend of Ingvar. Yo, for Rook, I'm telling you right now, friend of Ingvar seems like a promotion. All right, so the question is, do we just leave and risk not getting a boost? I can't imagine he's going to join the caravan after having put us up in town and fed us and not bring supplies with him. I don't want to spend renown that we could be using for improvements to the team. I mean, this is like the classic, it's like the classic strategy game conundrum, right? We need supplies because we need to be able to keep the caravan moving. We need renown because we need to make the team stronger. When we lack either one of them, it hurts both sides of the equation. When the caravan has low morale, we don't do as well. We lose fighters. But if we don't have the renown and we can't level up, we just wind up spending more time healing up in training tents. And then we're just burning through supplies anyway. So I'm somewhat at a loss. I do think... Hey, what's up, Cardi? I think we're going to take this up to 4 days worth. Which still has us at... Well, you know what? Let's take it to 5. That puts us back at that same 30 renown. And then if we also get a boon from them joining the caravan, we'll be in a pretty good spot. Now, the question is, do I also buy the item? I don't think we do, because as much as the one that's tempting, as much as I think this Sunstone pretty dramatically helps out the special ability aspect of Hogan and Mogan, they're going to blow through their willpower so fast. I'm not going to get a ton of chances to use that anyway. The one that is genuinely tempting is actually the Comb of the Loom Mother, because a -2 aggro onto an archer unit seems like a big deal. So do we spend 6 renown for this? What's she got equipped currently? I think it's, she has Alet's bracelet on, which is what? 1 strength, 1 armor, 1 strength, 1 will. So that makes her even squishier, but she'd then have room to put on the -2 aggro, which is obviously a pretty big boon. Oh, we did get Krumer too. Beautiful. He's a war leader. There are not many Varl older than Krumer, and not many who have had as much experience fighting the Dredge. In Wormtoe, eager fighters would regularly come to him to learn his secrets. He'll mess some people up. Forge Ahead is his active ability. Command adjacent allies. The character uses his experience in battle to issue commands to allies, moving them next in line in initiative. Whoa! By repositioning his allies' turn order, he can create new strategies such as giving archers guerrilla tactics, triggering abilities earlier than usual, or slingshotting a powerful ally to the back lines. Yo, and at max rank, he can do it across the battlefield. That's radical. Oh, and he's got heavy impact. Beautiful. Character hits so hard that any enemy standing adjacent to his target on a strength attack takes 1 strength from the shockwave. Okay, so Krumer's immediately going into the lineup, right? And so now I think the question is Hogan or Mogan. And since Mogan's already got enough kills for the promote, I think Mogan is the winner. Higher strength, lower. You've got shield wall. I think they both have the same ability loadout, right? Like, yeah, they just straight up made them twins. And we gotta, Mogan's the one we gotta keep in, right? Like, if we keep Mogan in the caravan but take him out of the fighting lineup, that's like the opposite of what he wants in life. All right, Krumer, you're in, buddy. Your ability's wasted on the first turn if you go early in the order, but that means that he's early in the second order to follow up. So I think that's fine. I think he's okay where he is. And right out the gate, man, I love how these Varl units are just like, they're ready to go. They're durable. All right, well, that changes our lineup pretty considerably. And at this point, I think I am comfortable spending the 6 to get Alet. Or I'm sorry, well, Alet could probably use it too, depending on which one of them we're using. But we're going to use this to give Odlif the -2 aggro. I think that's a good usage there. Who do we give Alet's bracelet to? Rook could use it, but I like having him have the extra break. I mean, but him having extra armor and strength, I don't hate. So let's do that. Rook, you take that, and then who do we give the extra break to? Maybe to Krumer in the short term until we can get his break up, and then after that, I think we give it to Gil. No, negative. I lied about all of it. We give it to Gil right now. He's only got 1. And we need to get Gil. I didn't realize Gil was still so low leveled. We need to get Gil 2 kills in the next fight because I need him to have enough break to make it worthy. All right. So that tidies up a lot of the roster side stuff. Do we buy some more supply while the getting is good? I think we do. Take it down to 20 renown, 8 days worth of food. Now we're ready to go. Wormtoe, you were among my favorite stops on the Banner Saga World Tour. I appreciate you guys a ton. Thanks so much for hosting us. Grofheim's quite a few days out, says Krumer, but nothing's worse than crossing the wastes, I imagine. If there's anywhere you might be safe from dredge, it's there. Yo, Krumer, I got bad news, dog. You steel yourself for another long march, and half the town of Wormtoe joins you. 62 Varl, 20 supplies! Alright, now we're cruising. Rook's caravan's starting to look like Hakan's caravan, y'all. It's a great shot. Ah, pop-up, you killing me. As you're nodding off to sleep, shouts of fire pull you back to attention. Flames quickly consume a supply wagon in a few tents. A woman cries out, "My boy!" and points to a burning tent closest to the outlying Varl. Two of the giants are motionless, staring at the spreading fire with terror in their eyes. Now remember, the Varl hate fire. Things are looking up. Nothing could go wrong. And let's see. Command the Varl to help. They're not really mine to command, y'all. Organize the peasants to put out the fires, going after the boy yourself. Make an effort to save the rest of the supplies. All right, we stocked up on food. So, like, if the whole thing here is to make you choose between the caravan and the food you just got from Krumer, don't think we're hurting that much. I think we definitely want to save the boy. I don't feel comfortable telling the Varl they need to help. Organize the peasants to put out the fires makes me feel like at that point it's too late for the kid. Can you not do two of these? I agree. I've had that problem with a couple of these decisions, Stealth, where it's like, you know, to your point, why don't we, as we're diving into the tent heroically to save this kid, just shout, "Put out these fires." He's such a Krumer. All right, I think we're going in after the boy ourselves. I feel like all we do is sacrifice supplies in this game. We let the treasure wagon go in Hakan's group. We're just like giving up opportunities to raid farms and stuff. But that was the whole point of this caravan. We were trying to save people. Let's do it. Going in after him ourselves, boys. A lot of people don't know this. Rook, volunteer firefighter in Skoger. Wrapping your cloak around you, the smoke, flames, and tent become a blur as you grab the boy and slice through the back canvas with your hunting knife. You meet the ashamed look of the older Varl while the crowd cheers you on your heroic act. Unfortunately, the supply wagon did not make it. 41 supplies? What in the depths was that about, you mutter to yourself. Something about the fire, Oddliff tells you. I've heard of this before. They don't like it. Doesn't change what happened, you think to yourself. El Diablo? El Diablo! That's what they thought. The Varl saw me just spit through the back of that tent. We like being the good guys as much as possible. I agree, Juliefish. Unfortunately, the good guys just lost a week's worth of food. Can we turn around and go back to Wormtoe, guys? I still have some renown. We can buy more supplies. Woof. Man, that is a costly choice. Yeah, no kidding, morale declined. A gaunt man and woman approach the caravan, hands held high. A word, friends, the man says. We are poor farmers down on our luck. The woman hits him and says, we're outlaws, plain and simple. 10 of us, and we'll help you in a fight for some food up front. Yo, we ain't got the food for y'all. I mean, if we send them away, don't they just like stalk us and attack us in the night? That's what I'd do. But I can't afford it. I like that she was upfront about it. Should we ask them what their crimes were? See, here's the problem. We've already experienced it recently in this chapter where I ask a question and then it blocks off some of my choices and gives me a second setup. No, we gaunt too. I agree, Stealth. So you gotta be pretty bold. With our morale rating this low, like this caravan has got to be trudging, and they still walked up and tried to see if they could get some alms. What are your crimes? I think we're gonna ask what the crimes are. Misunderstandings, the man says. Meat houses are confusing. Never know when you've drank your share. The woman hits him again and says, we've stolen, killed a few when we had to. Skills that might benefit you out here. Look. I tip my cap to you for being so upfront. Well, at least one of the two of you. But I can't do it. I ain't got no money. I'm sorry. We are so much more than... The man stops as the woman glares at him. He nods and they shuffle away quietly. It takes until camp is set up to notice that a few of your supplies have gone missing. You son of a bitch! All right, 5 supplies. Look. This screen needs to stop scrolling. We need this walk to be over.